Decentralized finance, or DeFi, is a rapidly growing industry, and it's one that offers many advantages over traditional finance, including things like unique financial products, more transparencies, fewer fees, on and on. However, there are some risks involved with consumers, and one of the biggest pitfalls in DeFi is the risk of dealing with an unlicensed and unregulated financial entity. So, in this video, we'll explore why regulation is so important to DeFi, why it helps consumers, and why licensed entities are a better bet than unlicensed ones when you're investing. In decentralized finance, many financial entities operate without a license or any kind of adherence to any regulations. And on the surface, this might actually seem like an advantage because they can offer fewer fees, fewer restrictions, so on and so on. But it can also be very dangerous because these entities aren't subject to any kind of scrutiny and any kind of centralized authority. They can essentially do whatever they want. And so, even if a financial entity looks legitimate on the surface, they may not be, due to the lack of checks and balances in place. Hypothetically, if an unlicensed and unregulated entity was to come into the market, they could offer predatory loans, they could make false promises about their investments, they could even use backdoors to run away with your money and other people's assets in what's commonly referred to in the industry as a rug pull. So, all of this is possible within the space. To better understand the role regulation would play in the DeFi space, it's important to first look at decentralized finance itself. Decentralized finance is exactly that, it's decentralized, meaning there's no central authority overseeing the financial entities in that space. What that means is anybody doing business in decentralized finance is not answerable to a regulatory body, and they technically can do whatever they want with their products and services. Most decentralized entities rely on blockchain protocols then, and blockchain protocols are public, decentralized, digitally distributed ledgers to hold themselves accountable. That makes it more difficult for entities to be dishonest in DeFi, but they definitely do exist. And I'm sure most of us watching this video have either had a bad experience themselves or heard about somebody else that was scammed from a DeFi entity as well. As such, decentralized finance needs regulations to ensure that all entities are playing fairly in the same space and are held to a certain minimum standard. And this is especially important when it comes to safeguarding consumers because they may not be as well versed in technology, they may not be as experienced with DeFi or traditional crypto investments as seasoned investors, so on and so forth. In addition, by having regulations in place, DeFi can continue to grow and attract even more significant investments. So as decentralized finance becomes more popular and as it becomes more mainstream, it's going to be necessary for that space to have a robust set of regulations in place in order to protect everybody involved. The benefit then of being a licensed and regulated entity is they're not only held to high standards, but they're also held accountable for any bad actions. So if a licensed regulated entity engages in bad behavior, it can be penalized or even shut down completely by its regulators. They may lose their license as punishment, and they also will suffer damage to their reputation. So much so that the ability to operate again under similar terms will be significantly hampered. Regulating decentralized finance also ensures that DeFi entities treat their consumers fairly. It even provides peace of mind for those consumers and other businesses. So if an individual or company knows that the company or the entity that they're working with is legitimate, they'll have more confidence knowing that their investment, knowing that their money is safe. So what makes EQIFi unique in that regard? EQIFi is unique because it is a operating in the DeFi space, and it's powered by a licensed and regulated bank, and that's EQIBank. And although EQIFi is a decentralized protocol for things like pooled lending, borrowing, and investing, its association with a regulated bank makes it subject to the same regulations as other legitimate financial entities in any other market. Furthermore, EQIFi is also the first and only DeFi platform powered by a licensed and regulated financial institution. And that makes it a true pioneer in the DeFi space. And because it offers a uniform, user-friendly platform for investors of all shapes and sizes, including those that don't have any kind of technical knowledge or blockchain or DeFi experience, it makes EQIFi very, very unique. It also makes EQIFi great for all different types of investors. So, for instance, are you new to crypto? Are you new to DeFi? EQIFi is a great option because you'll never have to worry about any kind of unethical business practices or scams or rug pulls that you might have heard of in the past, because it is a regulated DeFi platform. Maybe you're more experienced in crypto. Maybe you've been investing for a long time. Well, EQIFi then is a safer alternative for your crypto investments. Plus, our relationship with EquiBank gives you more security and more options than other alternatives that you might be used to investing in. Maybe you're a very savvy and experienced investor in traditional finance. EQIFi is a great fit. You can invest with EQIFi using the same confidence as all of your other traditional investments because we're licensed and regulated. That gives you, as a traditional investor, a really reliable option for the first time to diversify into the crypto market with the safety of a licensed and regulated platform. So those are just a few examples. We hope that this helps provide people with better understanding of just how much a pioneer EQIFi is in the DeFi space and how much of a game changer it really is to finally be able to work with a licensed, regulated entity for your DeFi investments. So don't delay. Sign up for an account today at EQIFi.com.